Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. There we go. Now we're streaming. All right, it is 5:30 a.m. on Wednesday, August 7th, middle of another week. And wow, what a week it has been. Started off with a bang to the downside. Holy cow, this was a heck of a day. I was really just watching from the sidelines on that day and just disbelief, working on some other things. My attention was not on the markets really, but every time I glanced, it's just down, down, down. It was crazy. Was expecting something around this target here. Obviously, blew right through that. A bit lower, and even the following day had a chance to get even lower than that. But then the buyers showed up, started buying that dip, and so this is, in my opinion, for whatever that's worth, shaping up nicely for an A down, a B up, and then possibly a C down. So this could be just a little bounce, and how high is it going to go? Don't know. Doesn't look to me like it's done yet. Looking at the 60-minute chart, this doesn't look finished yet to the upside. So at the moment, I'm thinking there's probably a little bit more upside to come. Although to counter that, we do have a slight divergence going on here. But that could just be a very short term running out of steam. This could just be something like a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, and then an ABC down to have the first 5 up, and then ABC down, and then the final push up. So it's not real clear yet. Big surprise. Market isn't open yet, and we're trying to figure things out pre-market. But at the moment, anyway, I'm expecting some further upside. We'll have to see if we get it, but that's my expectations. So right now, anyway, short term, that's the picture. Long term, though, I think that we could pretty easily take out this level. If that happens, well, the last line of defense is basically right there. If that is taken, oh boy, things are going to get very, very, very ugly from there, because beyond that, you can see right there, there's kind of nothing till we get down here. There is really nothing. And I am having serious internet troubles this morning. Good grief. Hopefully my stream is still going. But anyway, so this is really the level to watch out for. Keep a real close eye on that, right around 27.32 on the ES. If that gets broken, yeah, batten the hatches, because things are going to get really ugly. So be careful, folks. It's looking like we're going to go through a bit of a bear patch. I don't know that we're going to be seeing the all-time highs again anytime real soon, but keep an eye on the individual components in the index. Keep an eye on the Apples and Amazons and so forth. The big components of the indexes. Watch for them to reach retracement areas and hold and start heading back up. That's the point where we can expect a likely bottom in the market. So RTY actually a little bit uglier than ES. You can see here it actually did take out its most recent significant low, but only just, and then the buyers showed up. But again, just like ES, this is looking to me like it's shaping up for a nice A down, B up, and C down. In fact, that reminds me, I forgot to do one thing, which is this. Let's take a look back at the ES again real quick. Since I have already gotten the actually, wait a second. What am I looking for here? That is not. That's irrelevant. I don't even know what that's doing there. So, since I already had the retracement here, and we've reached that area and even surpassed it, I'm going to go ahead and delete that. Now, I want to take a look at a retracement in the other direction and see what that might look like in terms of where a bounce might wind up. So, we're already kind of in the minimal zone for that, between the 38.2 and the 61.8, and we are already there. But that being said, like I said, on the 60-minute, it looks to me like there is some more upside yet to come. So I am thinking that we could wind up somewhere in here, somewhere hold along with the ES. So if the ES has further upside, then I absolutely expect it to drag RTY along with it. So we will just have to see how that all plays out. But that is my expectation right now. Short-term bounce up. Long term, though, on the RTY, oh boy, yeah, not a pretty picture. because there is kind of nothing below this level. This is very near to a double bottom here. I think you could essentially call it a double bottom. We do have a divergent oscillator, but that momentum's not done yet, so I'm not putting a whole lot of faith into that. That doesn't mean a whole heck of a lot to me. In fact, you can see if you look at the 60-minute on that push down, the oscillator actually increased significantly, so momentum was simply with that move. So, yeah, further downside ahead to RTY, boy, could kind of be anywhere in here. This whole area here is just one giant open space. So I would keep an eye on the other markets, the larger markets, the ES, the Dow, NASDAQ, etc., and watch for them to reach their retracement levels, or rather, I should say, reach their bottoms, where you start seeing divergences and things of that nature. And then look for a bottom in RTY as well, because when those markets bottom and start heading higher, RTY will most likely get dragged along with it, as I mentioned. So just be cautious at the moment. If you are trading in this environment when volatility spikes like this, I strongly recommend reducing your position sizes if you are trading shares, or if you're trading futures, and especially if you're on a small account or something like that. Look at the micro contracts if you aren't already. And that way you can have a much wider stop, which you're going to need in a high volatility environment. You have to start using wider stops because the volatility is higher. It's going to take them if you have tighter stops. So you can use wider stops and have not so much monetary risk. So keep that in mind. All right, let's move on to crude oil. And crude is just still kind of getting clobbered. Lower lows and lower highs. Had a little tiny bit of a bounce here the other day, and then just down, down, down. This analysis is kind of out the window now. Well, not quite out the window, but definitely needs to be changed. This is obviously not the wave 4 ending because it's still heading lower. So, I mean, I don't know. At the moment, I guess could put it there, but it's kind of meaningless. So I'm just going to sort of stick it down here right now, just get it out of the way. And I'm not even sure about any of this. I'm actually now leaning more towards this being the end of 3, and that would make this the end of 4, and then the end of 5 being up here. Geez, connection issues. And then in which case we're looking at A, B, C, and on a larger time scale, that would make this whole thing a 1 up and a 2 down. And as long as this level here is not broken, that would fit very nicely, because we're looking at wave 2 getting relatively close to the 0 point. And in fact, I can get rid of this now. It's no longer relevant. So this could in fact be the correct wave count. Of course, we'll have to just wait and see, and if this low is broken, then I have to rethink this entire thing and change the whole analysis and look at it with a different point of view, bigger time frame, etc., and see what I missed. But at the time being, it is looking like this is what we're dealing with, and this looks like a very nice A, B, C. And we have even the wave B, A, B, C, and everything looks very, very nice for that at the moment on the daily chart. So 60-minute chart, I mean, the trend is clearly down. We've broken through the buy zones, but don't overlook that. Look at where the momentum was on that push down. Look where the momentum is up here, or even up here on this push down. So we are very divergent on the oscillator as price is continuing to go lower. So could be running out of steam somewhere close, which would fit with that thesis. So keep that in mind. Right now, if you have to pick a direction, you kind of have to go with the bears, because that is the trend direction. But you might just be better off waiting. Wait for signs of a bottom. Wait for a candle pattern that indicates something is stalling, along with oscillator and a key level, all of that good stuff. Put it all together and watch the price action. And when you see it looking to want to head higher to the upside, then this move is probably done. So that's what we're looking for there. And gold, oh, look at that. That is a pretty sight. Gold over 1,500. Wow. Party time. Haven't seen this in a long time. Wasn't 100% sure we were going to see it now. I was having my doubts, but we did it. We are over 1,500 in gold. However, not to throw any rain on anyone's parade, but look how divergent that oscillator is. Wow. Momentum is really not accelerating with the move. And even on the 60-minute, you can see it. It is not keeping up with the move. We are not increasing higher. So this is definitely the end of the move, I would have to say. So there's a 5. I've got it right up here. And not surprisingly, we're coming up on the sell zone. So that fits. We can go back. If I go back to... There we are. Way back in 2013 was the last time we were up at these levels. Above that, of course, there's that near 2000 level. But it does not look to me like this move is going to have it in it to get up there and one. Very near to a sell zone, so be very cautious at these levels. I would be very nervous about chasing anything right now. And if you are in longer term positions, you might want to think about maybe taking some profits in the near future, something like that. Unless you're really holding on for the long term and you think that we could break those 2000 levels and really head higher. If things continue to get ugly with the whole China tariff, trade war, all of that stuff, then that's not totally impossible. It could happen. It's just going to need the buyers to come in and the sellers to not be able to keep them down. So watch for all of that to unfold. Natural gas. Well, have we perhaps finally put in a bottom? That would be a lovely thing for the natural gas bulls. We do have a doji at an all-time low and a divergent oscillator. So we're looking like there's possibility. We had the doji, and then we had further green candles verifying that wants to head higher. So we, in fact, could be bottoming. It may have happened. We have the lower low, but we don't yet have the confirmed lower high, and then obviously the higher low. That's really what we have to see. So it's too early to call it yet. We've got to do one of these, form a higher low, and then break that. That is the pattern we need to look for on the price action. So other than that, though, everything is generally looking like there's some good potential here. We had this move down, had a very divergent oscillator signaling that it wanted to head higher, and now it has. And on the smaller time scale, it is starting to make higher highs and higher lows. So it's looking like there's potential upside. But again, until we get over this level here, we cannot really say that it is definitively confirmed that natural gas has absolutely bottomed. So first things to watch for, of course, are going to be price getting over that 13 EMA and then eventually that 50 SMA, but it's going to take some time. It's not going to go in one shot, and the 13 is going to have to curl around and get over the 50 for that to occur. So it's got a ways to go. But, if you are a risk taker and your risk-reward parameters can handle it, then observing this price action here, divergent oscillator, all-time low, etc., maybe you take a long here and just have a nice tight stop just below that low. If you're wrong, you're wrong. Just make sure you get out, because how low can it go? Well, it can go no lower than 0, but it could go lower. It's still got room to go, so we need to be really cautious about that. We don't know where the bottom exactly is until it's confirmed, and it's not yet. So, okay, let's take a peek at Bitcoin, and look at that. Bitcoin did come up and almost kiss that 161.8 extension, based on my belief that this was a 1, a 2, and a 3. So we have reached the low point of the possible end of wave 3. I would have liked it to have gotten a little more up into that level, but hey, the market doesn't care what I want. We do have a big old long-legged doji there at that level, so that's concerning. But then the next candle today is looking green. So as long as it holds green, then this doesn't really tell us anything. It just tells us the buyers and sellers weren't sure what to do next, and the buyers have decided to win the day and take it higher. So looks like further upside to go in Bitcoin. So watch for that. Keep an eye on the price action. That's going to be your first indicator, as always. Right now, the momentum has been considerably greater to the upside than the downside in the short term. So 60-minute right now is looking good for the upside. We did make a higher low and break the previous lower high there from this little move down. So it looks to me like this is just a short-term pullback and we're ready to head higher. Could be this was the end of wave 3, in which case this might have been 4, and now we're ready to go up into 5 and maybe hit that 13,000 level, get to this sell zone right up there, and maybe that's where it calls it quits. We will have to wait and see. But Bitcoin looking strong. Just beware that we may be running out of steam and getting a little tired. So just be really cautious at those levels. All right, one last peek at the S&P, and this hour it's looking like it wants to try to head down, but hasn't really broken yet. It's kind of right there at that important level, but right now the buyers have come back up and are kind of rejecting it at the 50 SMA. So keep a close eye on that, and certainly be willing to change your mind, change your direction. If you are proven wrong, you're going to just need to get with the trend. And right now, unfortunately for the bulls, the trend is down, but the bears are loving it. So keep that in mind. I believe there is downside yet to come. In fact, let me go ahead and move this now, if I can move it, if TradeStation will cooperate. There, trading day, and a quick reminder, if you liked this analysis, if you think you got something out of it, then please do subscribe, throw comments down below, let me know if you've got any comments to give, if there's anything you'd like to see, any symbols you want analyzed, or just anything I can do to help you out, let me know, and I will try my best. So that is it for me, Jonathan Van Kloot, on Wednesday. I will do this again on Friday morning, so I hope you have a great trading day ahead. Take care and trade well as always. Bye-bye.